The New Orleans Saints have to figure out who's going to play starting quarterback because Jameis Winston, as expected, done for the year, torn ACL plus MCL damage after a dangerous horse collar tackle by Devin White yesterday, pulling Jameis Winston down from behind. The knee obviously suffering a significant injury at the moment that tackle occurred. Here's Sean Payton from earlier today on the possibility of the New Orleans Saints not opting for the guys they have, not going next man up, but actually bringing in an outside quarterback to help replace Jameis Winston after that very that is not the way the knee is supposed to move. Here's Sean Payton talking about possibly bringing in someone else.
Sean, are you guys satisfied with your quarterback room, or are you going to explore your options?
We're satisfied with the quarterback room.
How comfortable are you if he would potentially be forced into action as a rookie?
Well, if we were comfortable in the room, then we would be comfortable with him being a backup as a rookie. Otherwise, we would be uncomfortable with the room, and we would probably look outside.
How hard would it be to bring in an outside quarterback at this point, mid-season, because you guys,
hypothetically speaking, it's a fair question. I think depending on, look, it's been done every year where a team needs to bring someone in, and the one thing in our league is it happens all the time at different positions. You know, this guy wasn't with us. He's with us next week, and all of a sudden he's playing in a game. You're like, holy cow. And then when it happens at quarterback, it's more significant because of all the nuances relative to learning the position. So typically, if that happens, that player would have to be pretty smart, a quick study, someone that could learn. But it's something that is not unusual. Maybe what's more unusual is that if someone that's not with the club has to come in and play very soon after he's not been with that club, but that would be a hypothetical situation. I think it's a challenge, yeah.
In other words, they're not bringing anybody in, and specifically, as we reported last night or this morning or both, no Cam Newton for Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints. And I think that's significant because few opposing coaches are going to know Cam Newton better than Sean Payton, dealt with him most of a decade. And the fact that he's not thinking Newton at this point in his career is a guy you can bring in, he's going to make you better, you can plug him in, he's going to make you a contender, you're better off with Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill, Ian Book, some combination of the three. That's very telling, and I think that makes it harder, Charean, for Cam Newton to get a chance somewhere else because other coaches are going to say, boy, if Sean Payton didn't want this guy when he had a need, why should I?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mike. And Cam Newton's opportunities probably are drying up pretty quickly. He wants to go somewhere where he can start. Well, New Orleans looks like the perfect opportunity there, and the Saints are saying no, at least at this point. And you do wonder how big that game was yesterday. If Trevor Siemian hadn't played like he had played, if they hadn't beaten the Buccaneers, would they have looked outside of the organization, at least for a backup quarterback? But I think Sean Payton saw what Trevor Siemian did and said, hey, I can win with a combination, as you said, of Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill, and Ian Book. We know that Taysom's probably going to expected to clear concussion protocol this week, so he'll be back. He was in that competition with Jameis Winston. He played last season. He went 3-1 as the starter. Sean Payton has done it with a variety of quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 there. Jameis was 5-2. Drew Brees, we know his history with Sean Payton. He can do it with anybody, Mike. That's how good Sean Payton is. And I think sometimes we forget his greatness as an offensive play caller and an offensive coach. But he's done it with a variety of quarterbacks, not just future Hall of Famer Drew Brees. And I think they can be okay with the quarterbacks that they have. Maybe Trevor Siemian in the short term, but I think Taysom Hill is going to end up being the quarterback long term for this team, Mike.
A couple years ago, Teddy Bridgewater goes 6-0 as the replacement for Drew Brees, and we have seen since then, as much as I love Teddy, he's average at very best as a starter anywhere else. And the challenge, I think, is, and Mike Golick and I kind of kicked this around today, Golick's of the mindset that he'd rather see Trevor Siemian be the quarterback and Taysom Hill continue to be in his jack-of-all-trades role. I think maybe they're better off just having Taysom touch the ball every single play, because with him in that utility role, we just haven't seen him throw the ball, run the ball, catch the ball enough to make it worth having him on the field in that capacity. I would want him to be running the offense as the better option to Trevor Siemian, but we'll see. And we know how Sean Payton does it. He'll keep it quiet. Everyone who works for him and with him will respect that, and we'll probably find out on Friday who the quarterback is going to be for Sunday's game against the Atlanta Falcons. But the Saints, 5-2, they've gotten consistent. They've won 3 in a row. They were going back and forth and back and forth. They have emerged from that slumber, and they have taken down the NFC's giant in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now 3-0 against Tom Brady in the regular season during Brady's time with the Buccaneers. That is impressive. They have a rematch coming up later this year, the weekend after the Buccaneers play the Buffalo Bills.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.